All right, so our training today is going to be about recognizing receptivity. And the discipleship word we're going to use is qualify. And qualify means recognizing when someone is ready to enter into discipleship relationship. And you might ask, why is it important that someone is ready? Why are we supposed to be looking for these things? And the reality is first of all, we need to be good stewards of our time and energy. We have a limited amount of time and energy that we can spend in relationships with other people. And if someone isn't ready to be discipled and yet we're throwing our energy at them all this time, well, we're wasting a lot of our energies. The second thing is some people just are not ready yet. They're not ready yet, and that doesn't mean that they won't be ready someday, but they are not ready yet. And the reality is some people may never be ready to enter a discipleship relationship. Some people will never be ready to accept Christ as Lord of their life. It really does happen. And on the other side of that same coin is there are people who are just waiting. They're waiting and ready for somebody just to enter into a relationship with them, to open that door into a discipleship relationship. So we're learning to recognize who those people are, those people who are ready and just really desiring this relationship, this discipleship relationship, recognizing those people and then entering into a relationship with them intentionally. So the way we recognize when someone is ready for a relationship is through this acronym CLAY, and CLAY stands for 4 different important words, qualities that we're going to be looking for in the other person. The first one is this: committed. And when I say committed, I mean that they are committed to a relationship with God. Now, obviously, when you're talking about pre-discipleship, when we're talking about engaging people in the community, this is not part of our acronym, okay? But when we're talking about disciples, making disciples, committed is important, okay? We want to know that they are committed to the relationship with God. The second thing is looking. They are looking for something deeper. I've heard it described this way: holy discontent. Holy discontent, as in they're looking around and they're like, there has to be something more than this. I want to continue growing. I want to continue digging deeper into God's Word. I want to continue being part of this mission in a bigger way. That's a holy discontent, and they are looking for something bigger. The third thing is available, and this means they've got the time and energy to spend with you, because it has to be a two-way street. It can't be you have the time for them, but they don't have the time for you. They have to be available. Your schedules have to mesh up somewhere so that you can have this relationship, because relationship only happens over time. And the fourth thing is yielding, okay? And yielding means that they are willing to change. Okay, they're not stuck in their ways. You're not going to spend time with them and say, hey, maybe you should consider reading the Bible more. And they're going to say, no. That's a case of someone not being yielding to change. All right, so we want these 4 qualities in a disciple: committed to God, looking for something bigger, available, they have the time to spend with you, and they are yielding to change. They're willing to change. And those 4 qualities are what we qualify people with. Now, what happens when someone doesn't have one of these qualities? Let's say I have a friend and they are committed to God, they're looking for something bigger, and they are available, but they aren't yielding, okay? I can spend all this time with them, I can tell them and teach them, and they're committed to this relationship, but they are not willing to change. They are not willing to change. They're going to be the same person they were beforehand. What about someone who is about committed to God? They're looking and they're yielding, but they don't have the time. They're not available. Well, as I said, relationship only happens over time. It only happens over time. So that means that if you want to see success in this relationship, if you want to see someone truly, authentically disciple, that means you need the availability component there. So when we're qualifying, we're looking for all four of these components in the person that we are considering discipling. Now, what about these people? What happens next with them? Because I would not recommend that you just cut the relationship. I wouldn't recommend that you say, hey, you don't have these qualities, so you're not good enough to hang out with. That is not what Christ has called us to. We continue to show love. We continue to pray for these people, because someday there might be an opportunity when they are receptive, when they are ready for discipleship, when they are ready for that change in their life. So qualify those people that you're going to disciple with, because in the long run, these are the people who are going to grow and change.